Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joey Angel. Now, I've posted these videos for a few weeks now, and it's quite hard, and it seems better, but I'm going to diplomatically take an approach to this. Shark, you have not responded. I haven't expected you to really respond. But I've spoken to a lot of guys that you've hurt, and for the sake of their credibility, I will not mention any names. I'll simply say it as it is. I remember the days when you put James Grace in charge of booking, and he would turn around and basically tell people, like guys that had been there for a decade longer than him, he would tell them that they were not going to ever earn a belt. They were never going to earn any accolades in the industry. And to be fair, a belt and an accolade, besides respect, is simply a prop. It hurts me to do this because I live by the motto of 5 to the chest or 1 to the head. And I'm very torn as to whether to give you that 1 to the head right now. I have a personal life outside of wrestling. I have a child to look after. Man, I've got a lot more going on than this, but Shark, you have hurt so many people. And we can go to the extent of talking about Brian Kendrick, Paul London. When they came across, when you first got those brand new tag titles made, we can talk about the fact that you sat there and you went through the match as we all do, and you're so arrogant that you sat there and went, yeah man, I got this, I got this, I got this. That Brian Kendrick came back after that match, basically shot you down on the microphone to the fans afterwards, came to me, asked me for a cigarette, and he wasn't angry at the fact that you, hi Paul, hi Brian, but he wasn't angry at the fact that you fucked up. He was angry at the fact that you were so arrogant. He was angry at the fact that, like, look, if you couldn't do it, you couldn't do it. If you can, you can. To walk past me backstage and ask me for a cigarette and then tell me these things shows the sort of performer you are. But also the fact that you're promoting and you're booking yourself, as you've all heard, you're promoting and you're booking yourself as the king of Australian wrestling, and we can't deal with that anymore. I can't deal with that anymore. Depending on how this video goes, is going to be the defining moment whether this is going to be that 1 shot to the head or the 5 to the chest. Because the 5 to the chest is going to be painful. I can kill AEW right now. I can destroy AEW right now if I really, truly wanted to. But I don't. And I won't. And the reason I'm not going to do that is simply for the respect of some of the people in that company that have been in and out. for the people that have given half their lives to this career that you've trashed on, but you know what? They walked with their heads held high. Can you name me an anniversary main event when Shark hasn't been the main event? I do it out of respect for my friends, but also a big deal is the fans. Without the fans, you wouldn't exist. I can tell you a story that back in the day, Shark, when he first tried to start AEW, literally phoned me. I can tell you the exact time, place and where I was at. It was 11 o'clock in the morning. I was on Dixon Road. I was at the lights between Dixon Road and Annis Avenue in Rockingham. He phoned me and he asked me if I could go halves with him in a professional wrestling ring. I refused. I did XPW, and you know what? I have no regrets about doing the backyard shit. I have no regrets because we all have to start somewhere. All of us have to start our dreams somewhere. But a decade on, you show no respect for the real people that made you, and that's the fans. James Grace, I remember, was a guy who was barely a year into wrestling before Shark gave him permission to book the whole show, book the entire card. And he turned around to a very, very talented wrestler who now works for EPW and said to him, "You will not get anywhere. You've taken a guy who he's wrestled since day one, worked since day one." I use the word work fucking loosely, but he's worked since day one and he's got nowhere because you haven't allowed him to. You have asked so many people for commission off their merchandise, not your merchandise, their merchandise. You've taken people's TV shows and documentaries and you always want to slap an AEW logo on there and you want to be the one that promotes it. You want to stand there and be the stand-up fucking guy. You're not a stand-up guy. You're not realizing what you are doing. I don't want to kill AEW by any means. I don't want to kill AEW, but you need to understand. Shark, I phoned you 6 times today to give you an out and you couldn't even pick up the fucking phone. You were so cowardice, you stood in a corner. You couldn't even answer the phone. And you work in retail, by the way, so, yeah, well. You are sitting there right now and you're comfortable in your own little world. And you don't understand that our life, our world, our dreams you've shattered. You don't understand that you are destroying them. You're making this so much worse than what it should be. And you're making this hard for me. You're making it hard for me. I'm not gonna lie. Man, you have helped create Joey Angel, but this is Jeff Lorenz to Andrew Carter right now. Brad Davis. Brad fucking Davis. There's a reason half of our people have left, half of our trainees have left. You might have a laugh about it, but I have to tell you, there's no joy in bullying. You're not in high school. You can't bully people out of the industry. You can't make fun of someone because of their physical appearance. You can't make fun of someone because they aren't at the standard you want. Says you, Mr. Oh, I'm a former fat guy that's just taking fucking drugs to make myself skinny. You can't sit there and take the piss out of people that are actually trying. You can't badmouth other companies, and you can't put yourself on a pedestal, sit yourself in an ivory tower. You want to play ball? You want to not reply? Let's talk about Kalgoorlie. Kalgoorlie, you turned around to me and you said to me that I was suspended after spending 9 hours driving there without a cent in my hand. You said to me I was suspended solely because I decided to have an opinion on one of your workers, who I will not mention because I actually think the guy's a pretty cool guy, but you said I would be suspended because I told some hard truths fresh out of the 9-hour drive for poking me. And all of that was run by Brad. You took me to a kangaroo court. You have literally taken you've taken guys that have fought to keep this industry alive. You take a company like EPW that pretty well brought Western Australian wrestling back to life, and you're shitting on it. And for the life of me, I can't understand why. You're taking your fans and all you want to do is milk them dry. You don't want to entertain them. You are using them. You're not doing this for the fans, you're using them as a way to boost yourself into fame. But what fame do you have? You have no fame. There is no fame. Shark. I'm not going to give you your final bullet to the head. I believe that you need 5 shots to the chest. Because you don't realise the people that were loyal to you. You don't realise the real hard workers. And Chris Target, hi Chris Target, you don't realise posting shit on a social network, it means nothing. And Vince Russo, there's a reason the world hates you. There is a reason Vince McMahon fucking fired you. There's a reason Eric Bishop fucking fired you. Your name is Mud. But Shark, you can write yourself to be a good guy, but are you really a good guy? Shark, you can try and explain what you've done, and you can try and throw stones. You can try and throw stones in a glass fucking house. But you're just hurting yourself. You can try and be professional, but nothing you've done has been professional. There are real hard workers out there. There are real people that are busting their asses off. You want to talk about training? Training on mats isn't training. I think we learned that lesson back in, what was it, 2002, 3? You want to talk about professionalism? Professionalism is this. It's respecting the people around you. There is no reason for bullying. There is no reason for hurting people. And it's about fucking time someone finally said something. I'm giving you a shot to the chest now. And if you just pick your fucking phone up and explain to me why, I would have given you the one to the head. But AW, Andrew Carter, Brad fucking Davis, Vince Russo. You want to disrespect the industry that I've spent my life fighting for. You want to disrespect everyone else that has fought for it. You want to bully. You want to play fucking ball. I'll play ball right back, mate. You're not going to like it. Boom. 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 Fuck you. Because tonight is the beginning of the end. And the next few stories